I mean, obviously the emotions were pretty huge with AP, a 6-year guy, coming in and having a big hit like that, and to kind of clinch that game late was pretty big for our team. Every game is its own kind of entity, so you just hope you get a good start and kind of roll from there.
And welcome back to Wild Things Park. Sorry if there was no audio here in that beginning half of the game. Somehow our radio box lost signal, so we're going to do our best here. Always something going on in the world of live production, but hopefully we're back now. California in the top of the first inning, shooting down any hopes for Mercyhurst. 1, 2, 3. On the hill for Mercyhurst is number 13, Brett Whiteman. He's a senior, 2-0 in the game. 2-0 in the season coming into today's game. He'll be facing Anthony Venezia, Josh Rankin, Jacob McCaskey, Patrick Brogren, David Lee, Jax Miller, Aaron Pravisky, Nick Serafino, Justin Stewart. And the starting pitcher for the Vulcans is Jackson Miller. He came into this game with a 1.26 ERA, which is slightly lower now because of a 1-2-3 scoreless inning. So I'll bring up Anthony Venezia. Venezia having a very active first game. Steps in. Awaiting the first pitch from the right-hander Whiteman. Whiteman rocks, throws. Pitch just inside, low for ball one. In game one of the doubleheader, Venezia went 0 for 2 with 1 run and 1 RBI. He's hitting 300 for the season after the game one performance. There's a pitch, tapped to third baseman, coming on, fielded, and no problem there. Score that 5-3. First out here in the bottom of the second inning, and that'll bring up for the Vulcans number 21, Josh Rankin. As I mentioned at the top of the inning, but no one heard me. Rankin coming into the first game as a replacement for Carter Chin as a pinch hitter first, and then he played the field at first baseman, had a couple hits, couple RBIs. And in fact, I can tell you exactly what he did if you give me a second to turn the page. He went 2 for 2, 3 RBIs, hitting .258 on the season. Left-handed batter waits for the first pitch, fouled away. Rankin coming in that first game, he was on every pitch. Just was on top of it no matter what. Rankin waiting now for the second pitch. Fouled straight back and quickly behind, 0-2. So game 4 of this 4-game series here between the Vulcans and the Lakers here at Wild Things Park, California, splitting the away leg of the series, winning the first game and losing the second game, and they've won the first game here today 9-6 if you're just joining us. 0-2 pitch to Rankin. High ball one. Rankin a good eye. That was pretty much a pure waste pitch from Whiteman. 1-2 pitch. Change up, fouled away. Good tough effort there by Rankin. That was a good pitch by Whiteman. Rankin spoiling that punch-out pitch. Either a change-up or a curveball. Definitely something outspeed on the outside portion of the plate. 1-2 is the count. 1 out. Bottom of the first here. Game 2 of the doubleheader. Swing and a miss. Brought the heat. and that'll be the second out. So Whiteman gets his first strikeout, dispatching Rankin, and that'll bring up the number 3 hitter for the Vulcans, Jacob McCaskey. And once again, as we've said all year, Jake McCaskey having probably the best walk-up music in the PSAC. Reminds me of Spring Break 1998 as McCaskey steps in. And I do not believe anybody knows the actual name of the song, so if you do know the name of the song, and please put it in the chat below. McCaskey, one of the most dangerous batters in the PSAC. Steps in, Whiteman's first pitch. Low, squirts to the backstop, and ball 1. McCaskey in game 1 of the Twin Bill. 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs. Pushes his average north of 350 for the season. Second pitch, low and away, ball 2. McCaskey steps out, readjusts. Don't think Whiteman's going to win a deal inside to McCaskey. Ball was flying in batting practice. Wind's blowing in a little bit, but McCaskey has the strength to power something out of here in a hurry. Fastball high and outside, ball 3. So 3-0 count. We'll see if McCaskey has the green light. From Coach Joey Noro, stepping in to do the duties in place of Coach Conti this weekend. 3-0 count. High, ball 4. So Vulcans get their first base runner in the person of Jacob McCaskey with 2 outs. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Patrick Brogan.
Next up, the right fielder.
Brogan on the first game of the doubleheader. 1 for 3, 1 run, no RBIs. He's batting .304 coming into this game. And we've seen him hit some bombs here in the early part of, I guess not the early part, we're about the middle of the season, but so far this season, I guess I should say. Awaits the first pitch from Whiteman. Swings and flown out to right. Back goes the right fielder. Will it stay in? No, it won't. Touch them all. Patrick Brogan. 2-out dinger for the Vulcans, opposite field. And Patrick Brogan gives the Vulcans a 2-run lead. That's number 6 for Patrick Brogan. As the wind was blowing that way, it looked like a little lazy fly ball. Kept pushing the right fielder back, and gone. So, and that'll bring up David Lee. And I tell you what, that gets the Vulcan bench up and in full throat right now. First home run of the doubleheader for either team as Patrick Brogan touches them all. And California continues their hot start in game 2 after their hot game 1, 2-0. First pitch slapped down to the second baseman. That'll take in no problem the third out, but not before some noise here in the first inning. California, after 1 full, leads 2-0. We'll be back after these messages watching PSAC West Vulcan Baseball on the CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
The Vulcans are back in action, and CUTV has you covered. Baseball versus Wheeling. Baseball versus Walsh. Baseball doubleheader versus Slippery Rock. Baseball doubleheader versus Mercyhurst. Baseball doubleheader versus Clarion. Baseball doubleheader versus Seton Hill. Vulcan softball doubleheader versus Gannon. Softball doubleheader versus IUP. Softball doubleheader versus Slippery Rock. Softball doubleheader versus UPJ. Softball doubleheader versus Seton Hill. Vulcan swimming dual meet versus St. Francis. Vulcan tennis match against Edinburgh. Follow all the action live on CUTV Sports 1. And for more information, check out calvulcans.com.
And welcome back to Wild Things Park. And there we go. I got my headset working again. Sorry for that inconvenience, but apparently
baseball versus Wheeling.
The batteries in the DC Power did not like one another. Something died, but now we're back.
Baseball
California
doubleheader
leading
versus
2-0.
Slippery
First
Rock.
pitch, top of the second inning for Jax Miller is a
Baseball
strike. Nice
doubleheader versus
lazy
Mercyhurst.
changeup or off-speed pitch.
Baseball
Batter
doubleheader
for
versus
the
Clary.
Lakers is number 23, cleanup hitter Philip Ferretti.
Baseball doubleheader versus Seton Hill.
The catcher has been
Vulcan
active behind the
softball.
plate in both games this
Doubleheader versus
doubleheader.
Gannon.
0-1 pitch.
Softball
Flown out to right.
doubleheader
You
versus
just saw Homer out there.
IUP.
That's the winds going back
Softball
to the
doubleheader
wall.
versus
And that
Slippery
is gone. So the wind is
Softball
blowing out to
doubleheader
right
versus
field as that's the
BJ.
second Oppo Taco of the back-to-back
Softball
innings. And that brings
doubleheader versus
Mercyhurst
Seton
to their first base hit
Vulcan
and their first
swimming
run of
dual
game
meet
2,
versus
make
St.
it
Francis.
2-1.
Vulcan tennis match.
As again, that was
against
kind of a lazy
Follow all
fly
the
ball
action
that just kind of
live on
carried.
CUTV
Look
Sports
for
1. And for more
a few
information,
seconds at the right
check
fielder
out
for the Vulcans. Patrick Brogan will have a play on it, but it just carries out into the auxiliary bullpen, and we'll have to watch that. Like I said, it looks like the jet stream is going from third base to right field. Can't really feel it where we're at, but already an active second game. 2 home runs in 2 innings. Miller. First pitch low, ball 1. At bat is number 25, Josh Surwick. He, the left-handed power hitting first baseman for the
The
Lakers.
Vulcans are
1-0
back in
pitch.
action in
And that'll be
CUTV
hit
as you
right
cover.
up through
Baseball
the middle.
versus Wheeling.
No chance for the Vulcan second baseman, Jax
Baseball
Miller,
versus Walsh.
to get it. So we got Jackson Miller on the
Baseball
mound and
doubleheader
Jax Miller.
versus Slippery
So
Rock.
my apologies if I was
Baseball
combining them
doubleheader
as one
versus
person.
Mercyhurst.
I think I did, but I don't think anybody heard it. So
Baseball doubleheader versus Clarion. Baseball
Baseball
doubleheader versus
and that'll bring up Matthew Gibson, the left fielder. So we kind of saw a little bit of this in the first game.
Doubleheader
Mercyhurst got
versus
out to a
Gannon.
2-0 lead, and then California
Softball doubleheader
powered through and got a
versus
lot of
IUP.
runs and on way to the victory. California
Softball doubleheader
out to the 2-0
versus
victory. Hope it
Slippery
doesn't
Rock.
go the other way, but
Softball
you have a runner on
doubleheader
first,
versus
Jackson Miller,
UPJ.
the pitcher. Jackson Miller, the second baseman. Now that we got our
Softball doubleheader versus Seton Hill.
line up straight here.
Vulcan
Pitch,
swimming
ball
dual meet
outside,
versus
ball
St.
one.
Francis. Vulcan tennis
Short
match
leadoff
against
for
Edinburgh.
Surwick.
Follow all the action live on CUTV
Not sure
Sports
if he'll
1.
run.
And check out CalVulcans.com.
Matthew Gibson, a senior for Mercyhurst, senior laden team. 1-0 pitch. Right to the shortstop. Taken. Steps on second, throw to first. Double play. Great job there by Anthony Venezia. Getting it, stepping it, and a 6-3 double play. And I believe we're going to mark that down as a web gem. And that quickly eliminates a little bit of the threat that Mercyhurst had
The
here in
Vulcans are back in action in
The
CUTV
inning.
as you covered. Baseball versus Wheeling.
and that'll bring
Baseball
up
versus Walsh.
Luke Jackson for Mercyhurst.
Baseball doubleheader
First
versus
pitch,
Slippery Rock.
swung and a nice
Baseball
big,
doubleheader
lazy
versus
curveball.
Mercyhurst.
Makes Jackson go fishing.
Baseball
Gets out ahead
doubleheader
0-1.
versus Clarion.
2 outs.
Baseball doubleheader versus Seton Hill. Vulcan softball doubleheader versus Gannon. Softball doubleheader versus IUP.
Pitch out.
Don't wear your mask so it covers just the tip of your nose. And especially, don't push your mask under your chin to rest on your neck. Do wear your mask so it comes all the way up, close to the bridge of your nose, and all the way down under your chin. Do your best to tighten the loops or ties so it's snug around your face, without gaps. Wearing a mask takes some getting used to, for sure, but as we do our part at Cal U to slow the spread of coronavirus, it's important to wear a mask the way it's intended to be worn. Stay safe, Vulcan Nation. Wear a mask.
And welcome back to Wild Things Park here in Washington, PA. Apologize a little bit as there's a ground ball by Miller over to the second baseman. Quickly went away. Had a little bit of a power issue here. And we missed a spectacular play in the outfield, but as I worked to get the scoreboard back, Score is 2-1 California,
Don't wear the
which we
mask
know,
below your
and we
nose.
are in the bottom of
Don't
the
leave your
second
chin
inning. So
exposed. Don't wear your mask loosely
we are
with
working
gaps
to
on the
get
sides.
everything back on.
Don't wear your mask so it
It's a
covers
beautiful
just the
day
tip
here
of your nose.
in
And especially,
Western Pennsylvania.
Don't push your mask under your chin to rest on your neck. Do wear your mask so it comes all the way up, close to the bridge of your nose, and all the way down under your chin. Do your best to tighten the loose or tie so it's snug around your face, without gaps. Wearing a mask takes some getting used to, for sure.
That's where that's coming
But as we
from,
do our
as I
part
was
to
hearing
tell
my
you to slow the spread of
voice in 20 different
coronavirus, it's
places,
important to wear a
as we're still
mask
trying to get the
when it's
scoreboard
intended
correct.
to
There's a
be
fly
worn.
ball
Stay safe,
foul out of play.
Vulcan
At bat is Aaron
Wear a
Provisky.
mask.
Provisky has the count at 1-1. Center fielder for the Vulcans. Was a catalyst in game one. One pitch. Waits for it. In the dirt. Ball one, or ball two, excuse me. They're just joining us. Score 2-1. All the runs by way of home runs.
To help stop the spread
There's a
of
shot to the third
COVID-19,
baseman, fielded
masks
cleanly
in a variety
by
of
Elliott, thrown over
colors,
first, and quickly
styles,
2
and
outs here
materials have
in the
appeared
bottom
on
of the
faces
second.
of
Retires
people
Provisky, and that'll bring up
statues all
the
around
number
us.
8 batting lineup,
First,
left fielder Nick
how not to wear a
Serafino.
mask. Don't wear the mask below your nose.
Nick
Don't leave your
Serafino.
chin exposed. Don't wear your mask loosely with gaps
Serafino.
on the sides. Don't wear your mask so it covers just the tip of your
Having a
nose.
solid game himself
Especially,
here,
Don't push your mask
in-
under your chin to
or
rest
excuse
on
me,
your neck.
afternoon here.
Do wear your mask so it comes all the way up, close to the bridge of your nose, and all the way down under your
As we
chin.
are back to having the
Do your
square,
best
we
to
go.
tighten the
Scoreboard is
loose
correct.
tie so it's snug around your face, without gaps.
2 outs, and
Wearing a mask takes some
strike
getting
one
used
to
for
the
sure.
Vulcan
But as we do our part at Cal U to
left
slow the
fielder.
spread of coronavirus,
being
it's
played a
important
bit to
wear a
right field. As we
mask the way
said,
it's
the
intended
wind
to
is
be worn.
blowing
Stay
left to
safe,
right.
Vulcan
Seeing 2
Nation.
home runs, almost in
Wear
the
a
exact same
mask.
spot over the right field bleachers. Pitch fouled away. Over to the hillside just south of, or just below Interstate 70. Runs the count to 0-2. See if Serafino can keep for the Lakers. 0-2 pitch. Swung on, foul tipped. Looked like it hit the catcher Ferranti just off to the side there in the rib, so umpire walking the ball out to try and give a little bit of time for the catcher. Looks like he's doing okay.
To help
Nothing
stop the
too
spread of
distressing about his
COVID-19, masks in a variety
his gait.
of
There we go.
colors,
The umpire
styles,
spending
and
some time,
materials have appeared on the
giving a
faces
few
of
more
people
seconds by brushing
and
off the
statues all around
plate,
us.
which,
First, how
if it
not
gets
to wear
dirty
a
here at Wild
mask.
Things Park, we have
Don't wear
other
the
problems
mask
to deal
below
with,
your
since there
nose.
is nothing but pure
Don't leave
AstroTurf
your chin
on the field.
exposed. Don't wear your mask
0-2
loosely
pitch now as
with gaps
everybody
on the
resets.
sides. Don't
There's
wear
the
your
pitch.
mask so it covers
Knocked
just
out
the
to
tip of
second
your
base.
nose.
Backhanded.
And
Eats him up. Throw to
Don't
first.
put your
And
mask under your
that'll
chin to
be
rest on your neck.
either an
Do
error
wear
or an
your
infield
mask so it
single
comes all the way up, close to the
for
bridge of your
Serafino.
nose,
Is
and all the way. It's important to
I'll
wear a
bring up
mask the
Justin
way
Stewart.
It's intended to be worn. Stay safe, Vulcan Nation. Wear a mask.
with 2 outs, runner on first. Stewart had a triple in game one, brought home a few runs. There's the pitch. Inside, called strike one. Stewart steps back in. Serafino on first. Waits the pitch out of the stretch. There's the pitch. Shot to right field. Going back will be the right fielder Zalewski, and he'll take it in front of the warning track, and that'll be it for the Vulcans. So the Vulcans get
To help
one
stop
runner
the
on, but
spread of COVID-19,
do not push one across. So that'll end
masks in a
2 innings here
variety
from
of
Wild Things
colors,
Park. California
styles,
leads
and
2-1. We'll be back
materials
after these
appeared on the
messages.
faces of
You're watching
people
Vulcan
and
Baseball on
statues
CTV Sports
all
1
around us.
and the PSAC
First,
Network.
how not to
South Union Township has taken another large step to expand our recreation program by planning the construction of a new indoor sports complex. We have outgrown the existing recreation center, and it is now time to broaden our recreation horizon and address the community's recreation needs. Part of our strategy to help fund this project is to establish an annual charity golf tournament that will serve as a funding source. We would appreciate your help by joining us on Saturday, May 8th, 2021 as a participating golfer, or become an important tournament sponsor by choosing from a variety of sponsorships, or as an alternative, make a cash donation. All funds received will be used to construct the new indoor sports complex, synthetic turf, activity rooms, and please call 724-366-9591 or register online at www.southniontwp.com. Registration for the golf tournament begins at 12 p.m. with a shotgun start at 1 with a free hot dog at the turn. Fees are $100 per person or $400 per foursome. And again, the charity golf tournament on May 8th, 2021 at the Uniontown Country Club.
And welcome back to Wild Things Park. Troy Banks coming up to lead off the top of the third inning for the Lakers. Number 8, 9, and 1 batters due up for Mercyhurst. California leading by a score of 2-1. 2-run homers for the Vulcans and a solo shot for the Lakers are all the runs here. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Jackson Miller's second pitch. Swung on and tapped foul. Evens the count at 1. So if you're just joining us, welcome. And if you've been watching the whole second game, apologize for a little bit of technical issues. We had a weird situation going with our radio box, and then the heat got to our switcher and had to restart, so we missed it a little bit. And once again, as is wont in Washington, PA, the internet signal is goofy. To be kind and not swear on the internet. So I'll just say internet is intermittent in Washington Wild Things Park. So 2 in the count to Banks. Miller working from a stretch. Nobody on, but works from the stretch. Pitch swung on, slapped to left field. That's going to get down, and that could be extra bases. Gets over the left fielder's head, and Banks will motor into second. Good job of cutting it off with Serafino, but Mercyhurst has a leadoff double here in the top half of the third inning. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter for the Lakers, center fielder Luke Baranchek. We'll see if Mercyhurst decides to play any small ball. We saw a lot of sacrifices for both teams in game 1. Used to seeing California doing it. And Mercyhurst had a few sacrifices as Baranchek looking down, getting the sign from the third base coach. Miller toes the rubber from the stretch. First pitch is a bunt. It's going to be foul. That was a smart play by Stewart, as if he would have fielded it. There's no way Luke Baranchek was going to be caught at first. Now we had runners on first and third, so nothing but a slightly exciting strike 1, and we'll reset with a count 0-1. Jackson Miller, the right-handed pitcher, 2-0 coming into this game. Has appeared in 10 games. This is his second start. He's pitched 14.1 innings coming into this game. It's a freshman ERA of 1.26. And there's another bunt right out to Miller. Miller fields it. Throw to first. Going to be a close play, but he gets him. So the sacrifice is successful, and that will move Banks over to third base. So the Lakers trade an out for 90 feet and put a runner in scoring position on third base with less than 2 outs. So,
number 4, Casimir Sabazic.
And that'll bring up one of the better names we've heard in the PSAC, Casimir Sabazic. And again, I gave some shout-outs in the top of the first when no one could hear me, so I'll give a shout-out to Danny Beck and Riley and their little one, Cruz, down in Florida watching. First pitch, outside corner, strike 1. Also had a nice talk with Noah Mitchell, who's one of our announcers here at CTV and also quarterback for the Vulcans, enjoying this afternoon. A heavy week of practice for them. They've been practicing hard, as most of the fall sports have been, trying to get ready for that return to action in fall 2021. 0-1 pitch is quickly 0-2 as Miller paints the outside corner. And now Sabazic has a word for the umpire, but I tell you what, that outside corner's been called pretty consistently for both teams here in both halves of the doubleheader. Not sure if maybe you thought it was a little too high, but 0-2 pitch on the way. Outside, hits the glove, but will be a called ball. Runs the count 1-2. That was a great pitch by Miller. Great frame job by Stewart, but just a little outside or a little low. So 1-2 is the count. Runner on third is Troy Banks. He's a junior. Banks is easy to pick out because he's about my height, which is to say not extremely tall. Pitch swung on and miss. Big strikeout there with a runner on third for Jackson Miller, and that's 2 outs now for the Vulcans. And now that lessens the pressure a little bit with 2 outs. Only a few ways you can get on base or get a run home is a base hit or a wild pitch, so, or a balk. I think there's 9 ways you can score from third base, but great second out there for Jackson Miller. Pitch, low ball one. A good job of Stewart digging that out of the dirt, keeping the runner at third. That's one thing I think we can safely say here in all the games we've covered this year. A lot of great performances by catchers. You know, a lot of times their effort are taken for granted, but Stewart that time saving a run. Here's the 1-0 pitch, outside ball 2. Pitching very carefully to the number 2 hitter for the Lakers, Zalewski. Mercyhurst, 1 run on 4 hits, no errors. California 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors. Said all 3 runs were on the backs of the long ball. 1-2 pitch. Excuse me, 1-1 pitch. 1-0 pitch becomes a 1-1 pitch. Actually, it's a 2-1 pitch. Umpire's right. Scoreboard is a little bit behind there. Everything's corrected. 2-1 pitch, 2-1 game, 2 outs, runner on third. See if Miller can get the third out here. Delivery, swung on and knocked out to Jax Miller at second base, and an easy play over Rankin. So Mercyhurst threatens, but nothing comes across. And after 2.5 innings, the Vulcans still lead 2-1. We'll be back after these messages. You're watching Vulcan Baseball on CTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
Have you seen the new Cal U Vulcan logo around? Have you wondered where to get gear featuring it? Then go to calvulcans.com and click shop. Log on and browse a full selection of men's shirts, women's shirts, pullovers, hoodies, and more. All items feature customization with the new Cal U Vulcan logo and wordmark. The site also features a full selection of hats, tailgating items, and accessories. Don't be the last person to sport new Cal U Vulcan gear. Go to calvulcans.com today.
Pride and passion drives the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. From 55 NCAA championship teams, 294 individual national champs, and counting. Who's next? Make the PSAC yours. PSAC Proud is winning in athletics and in the classroom. Over 3,100 PSAC student athletes are honored as scholar athletes. It's a perfect mix of athletics and academics. It's time to make the PSAC yours.
And welcome back. We're in the bottom of the third here from Wild Things Park. Gary Smith along with my good friend Tom Caton on camera for this PSAC doubleheader. California leading 2-1. And I'll bring up the leadoff hitter for the Vulcans for the second time a game, Anthony Venezia. And also telling my friends listening, if there are any updates from the Masters I need to be aware of, kindly text them to me. As with all the internet requirements here, I cannot have it on, and we're also doing 15 jobs here, so a little out of touch about what's going on in Augusta, Georgia. There's a shot right off the pitcher, and that'll be an infield single for Venezia. And quickly, the Vulcans are in business here in the bottom of the third. Not sure if that caught the pitcher Whiteman or if it hit the front of the mound. There's an artificial mound. Sometimes you get some weird bounces, but. And that'll bring up first baseman Josh Rankin. Rankin standing in. We'll see if Venezia at first base has the green light to go. Takes a pretty good lead out at first. And steps off the mound. Whiteman, the 2-0. 2-0 coming into this game. The senior didn't like what he saw. Steps off. Everybody resets. We've already seen Ferranti throw out at least one Vulcan runner today from behind the plate, so we'll see if they test him. First pitch. Off-speed pitch. Too far inside. Ball 1. Rankin, left-handed batter, coming into this game, 258. Came in as a pinch hitter in game 1 and is starting game 2 and has been on fire today. Pitch, delayed hit and run. That's going to send the runner back. There's a fly ball to left field. Will be taken for the first at, and Venezia is going to scamper back. Looked like a little bit of a hit and run was on, but a good job of Venezia to recognize that ball was popped up and didn't want to be doubled off. So. First out of the bottom of the third. That'll bring up number 27, Jacob McCaskey. McCaskey stepping up.
Number 27, Jacob McCaskey.
McCaskey stepping in. Dangerous hitter. Runner on first. We'll see once again if the Vulcans may have the hit and the run or just the pure still on. First pitch by Whiteman is not a pitch as he throws over to first. Nothing doing. McCaskey steps out. Definitely don't want to spend too much attention on Venezia and forget about McCaskey because McCaskey can definitely power one out of here. Once again, the outfielder shaded to the right center field. That's where the wind's going. Ball outside. No throw to the first base. California ahead 2-1 here, bottom of the third. Second half of today's doubleheader and the fourth of 4 games here between the Vulcans and the Lakers over the weekend. Here's the pitch. Outside, framed up perfectly for a strike. Evens the count at 1. Venezia leads off the first. Throw back because they're definitely concentrating on not letting Venezia get a good jump as he is want to steal second base. Coming into this game, Anthony Venezia is 12 for 12 in stolen base attempts. Runner goes, and there's a bunt attempt. Throw down, and it'll be too late. Stolen base for Venezia. And the Vulcans have a runner in scoring position with one out here in the bottom of the third. Now the manager for Mercyhurst comes out. I think he's saying that maybe it was a foul tip or maybe that there was interference there by McCaskey as he was attempting the bunt. Kind of impeded the throw, but nothing more is said, and everybody resets.
Make it hurt, kid.
So 1-2 is the pitch, or 1-2 is the count as he waits the pitch from Whiteman. And Whiteman steps off. Venezia playing a game of cat and mouse over there. One-two pitch, low into the dirt, gets away. Venezia's going to get to third without a throw, so second swipe of the inning, although that'll probably be ruled a wild pitch and not a stolen base, but runs a count 2-2-2, so 2-2 with one out, and an inviting RBI out there for McCaskey. outside, ball 3. Groans coming out of the Mercyhurst dugout. Infield in now. McCaskey now. Full count, 3-2. Here's the pitch. High, ball 4. Now runners at the corners with 1 out for the Vulcans. And that'll bring up the man causing all these runs for the Vulcans so far, Patrick Brogan. 2-run shot in the bottom of the first. Brogan now stepping in. McCaskey at first leads off. See if they run him. Put another runner in scoring position. Whiteman deals. Nice off-speed pitch inside for a strike. Oh, 1 pitch now. Swing and a miss. High cheese, and Brogan swings through it, so quickly going behind 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch now. Swung on, hit to the shortstop. Will they get 2? Hits him up a little bit. Throw a second for 1 on to first. And they turn the double play. Very close. And Mercyhurst gets out of it. So after 3 full, California still leads the Lakers by score 2-1. We'll be back after these messages. You're watching Vulcan Baseball right here on CTV Sports 1 and the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.
The COVID-19 vaccines can be our chance to get back to our plans, who we are, what we miss, to get back to each other, to life. But it's okay to have questions, like, how were the vaccines tested? In rigorous clinical trials among adults of diverse backgrounds. Can the vaccines give you COVID-19? You cannot get COVID-19 from a vaccine. Why should I get vaccinated? Protecting yourself also helps protect the people around you. Find the latest information at getvaccineanswers.org.
Pride and passion drives the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. From 55 NCAA championship teams, 294 individual national champs, and counting. Who's next? Make the PSAC yours. PSAC Proud is winning in athletics and in the classroom. Over 3,100 PSAC student athletes are honored as scholar athletes. It's a perfect mix of athletics and academics. It's time to make the PSAC yours.
And welcome back to Wild Things Park for the top of the 4th inning. Mercyhurst getting out of a jam with a spectacular double play in the top half of, or the bottom half of the 3rd, and they'll bring up number 21, Jack Elliott, the 3rd baseman. Left-handed power bat for the Lakers. First pitch by Miller outside, ball 1. And with the wind blowing to right field, better believe the Vulcans are going to be aware that he can pull one down the corner. Ball 2 on the outside. That was a tough take. Pitch. Swung on it, lifted lazily to center field, and Pervitsky going to get underneath it, and a can of corn. 1 out here in the top half of the 4th. That will bring up number 23, catch-up
Philip
Ferranti. Has been pretty active here in today's ball game, or doubleheader ball games. So 1 out. First pitch to Ferranti. Check swing, and a nice pitch by Miller. Goes to 0-1 ahead of Ferranti. One pitch. Just on the outside corner for a strike, 0-2. And Jackson Miller is dealing right now for the Vulcans. Freshman working out of the stretch all game. Here's the pitch. Knocked out to Jax Miller at second, to Hopper, and that'll be a throw to first. And quickly, 2 outs for the Lakers here in the top of the 4th.
With 2 outs, next up, the first baseman.
And that'll bring up first baseman 25, Josh Serwick. Big left-handed bat for the Lakers. Miller looks in, gets the sign, now deals. Swung on and fouled, out of play over the third base stands. Seeing a couple people scrambling for cover, but that was well over the heads of everybody. Count goes to 0-1. Pitch outside, ball 1. Some tractor trailers going by, signaling their hellos to Wild Things Park to cause the umpire to jump out. And we're going to reset with the count at 1-1, 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th. There's a pitch outside, ball 2. Two and one's the count. 2 outs here. Pitch just out of the zone. Runs the count to a hitter's count, 3-1. Swung and a miss. Evens the count, or brings the count to full 3-2. Nice pitch by Jackson Miller. Goes up the ladder and no way of Serwick to catch up to that. And that out of the zone, that'll put a runner on here with 2 outs. And that'll bring up the next batter for Mercyhurst, number 28, Matthew Gibson. Pitch misses outside, so laboring a little bit is Jackson Miller. One 0 count. Nice pitch on the outside. Nice off-speed offer and gets the outside corner. Runs the count 2-1-1. Pitch on the outside, gets it. Strike 2. So Jackson Miller, one pitch from getting out of this. Once again, California leading 2-1. Two, 1 count. There's a pitch outside. Evens the count at 2-2. Excuse me, 1-2 count. Evens the count at 2-2. Runner on first. 2 outs. 2s are wild. Stepping back in. 2-2, 2 outs. Runner on first. Miller delivers high. Runs the count to full, so 2 straight batters. Runs the count full. Full count pitch. Low, gets away. Runner's going to try for third. Stewart's throw, and they got him dead to rights. Good job by Stewart taking the ball off the backstop, throws it out, and that ends the inning. So California getting a little bit of a lucky break, but they'll take it, and that ends the inning. So after 3.5, California leads 2-1. We'll be back after these messages. You're watching Vulcan Athletics here on CTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
Hey Johnny, why do you look so sad?
Well, no, I'm not sure how my friends and family back in Gibbon Glade, Pennsylvania can keep track of all our CUTV programming when they can't watch.
Well, Johnny, they could subscribe to our new CUTV and Friends podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Hey, thanks, Noel.
Our fellow Americans.
Right now, the COVID-19 vaccines are available to millions of Americans.
And soon, they will be available to everyone.
The science is clear. These vaccines will protect you and those you love from this dangerous and deadly disease.
They could save your life.
So we urge you to get vaccinated when it's available to you.
That's the first step to ending the pandemic and moving our country forward. It's up to you.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles, watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort. To get to know each other
on a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
And welcome back to Wild Things Park here. California ahead by a score of 2-1. David Lee coming to bat for the Vulcans. All the runs scored very quickly here in the game. 2 runs in the first for California, 1 run in the top of the second for Mercyhurst. First pitch is wide, ball 1. One-0 pitch. Right over the heart of the plate, taken all the way for a strike. Evens the count at 1 for David Lee. Hits a ball down the third base line. taken by Elliott, thrown across for the first out. Little tapper, had to see if it was going to stay fair or not. It does stay fair, and an easy 5-3 putouts. That'll bring up Jax Miller, the second baseman.
Jax Miller.
First pitch taken inside for a strike. Pitch moved Miller off the plate a little bit, but catches the inside part of the plate. Pitch gets away. Too far inside for a ball. Does not hit Miller. One pitch. Too far inside and too low. Runs the count to 2-1 for Waitman on Jax Miller, the second baseman, not Jackson Miller, the pitcher. As I found out, there are two different people. Much to my chagrin. Pitch high to the side, turns away. Did not hit Jax Miller. I'll run the count to 3-1. Pitch, ball 4. So take your base. Jax Miller and California in business here in the bottom half of the 4th. And that'll bring to the plate Aaron Provisky, second base or center fielder, trying to get a runner to second base or beyond. Pitch taken for a strike. Provisky, the center fielder for the Vulcans. Swung and a miss. Nice off-speed pitch. And Provisky goes behind in the count, 0-2. To Provisky. Here's the pitch. High, ball 1. Good take by Provisky. Stays alive for at least one more pitch. Counts 1-2. Got some action in the Mercyhurst bullpen. Could pretty much put that statement on repeat if you watch game 1. Pitch, low in the dirt, 2-2. No advancement of the runner. Good job of Ferenti to once again stop the advance. Two, 1 out. California leading 2-1. 2 runs on 3 hits. Pitch right back through the middle, and it gets through. So a good job of batting as Aaron Provisky just lines one through the middle. And it gets the Vulcans first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And that'll bring up left fielder Nick Serafino.
Now batting left fielder number 2, Nick Serafino.
We saw California threaten in the bottom half of the 3rd, but a fine double play into the inning, so we'll see if California can avenge that and get some runs across here, some insurance runs here in the bottom half of the 4th. Pitch right down Broadway for a strike. Serafino now playing cat and mouse with Whiteman, the pitcher. There's the pitch, swung on, over to third. Do they have it? Another in 5, 4, 3, double play in back-to-back innings for the Lakers, getting out with a double play, so that ends the inning. So after 4-4, California still leads the Lakers by a score of 2-1. We'll be back after these messages. You're watching Vulcan Baseball right here on CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
The Vulcans are back in action, and CUTV has you covered. Baseball versus Wheeling. Baseball versus Walsh. Baseball doubleheader versus Slippery Rock. Baseball doubleheader versus Mercyhurst. Baseball doubleheader versus Clarion. Baseball doubleheader versus Seton Hill. Vulcan softball doubleheader versus Gannon. Softball doubleheader versus IUP. Softball doubleheader versus Slippery Rock. Softball doubleheader versus UPJ. Softball doubleheader versus Seton Hill. Vulcan swimming dual meet versus St. Francis. Vulcan tennis match against Edinburgh. Follow all the action live on CUTV Sports 1. And for more information, check out calvulcans.com.
And welcome back to Wild Things Park. Here as we enter the top of the 5th, California clinging to a 2-1 lead. Once again, I'm Gary Smith, joined by my cameraman, Tom Caton. The pride of Baden, Pennsylvania, sitting about 5 feet to my right. I'll bring up Luke Jackson as the leadoff batter for the Lakers. First pitch swinging, nothing doing, strike one. Jackson Miller, the Vulcan right-hander, has scattered 4 hits, given up 1 home run. If you're just joining us, all the runs in this game have been courtesy of the long ball over the right center field, or the right field fence. Oh, 1 pitch now. Nice off-speed pitch. Catches the outside corner for a strike. 0-2 now for Jackson Miller. Ball tapped foul, out of play. And we'll reset. 0-2 is the count. Action in the Mercyhurst bullpen. Looks like number 8 is down there. That's Chase Stewart, the senior. We heard that Michael Carrazza, the ace of the staff, would be available if needed be for Mercyhurst. He has a rubber arm. There's the 0-2 pitch, fouled, out of play. So not sure if that's something we're going to see, or if that's a in case of emergency situation. So, but Mercyhurst has used a lot of pitchers here in this doubleheader. Count remains 0-2. There's the pitch, swung on a miss. Jackson Miller with a strikeout. First out in the top of the 5th.
For the Lakers, next up, second baseman, number 2, Troy Banks.
And that'll bring up Troy Banks. He of the diminutive stature has had an exciting doubleheader, making some fine plays out there. Saved a base hit earlier in game 1. Just a spectacular web gem. This was kind of the action you expected. 2 teams in the middle of the PSAC playoff race doing battle here in a 4-game series. 0-0 pitch, outside, ball 1. Banks batting 8th in this game. He led off in game 1. Big swing and a miss, Jackson Miller. Evens the count at 1-1. Have a couple cars in center field with their lights on, so not sure if that's going to need to be addressed. There's also a German Shepherd in right center field behind the fence. 1-1, 1 out. Pitch outside. Ball 2. 2-1. Jackson Miller trying to get through this 5th inning, holding a 2-1 lead. Both teams have 4 hits, and both teams have 1 home run. Pitch right over plate, but a little high. Runs the count to 3-1, hitters count. Getting some clarification on the count is Banks. Confirms yes, it is 3-1. There's the pitch outside, and that'll be a free pass. So the tying run goes to first base here in the top of the 5th with 1 out. That'll bring the number 9 hitter up for the Lakers. And that is scheduled to be Luke Baranchek.
Now batting the center field, number 22, Luke Baranchek.
So Baranchek looking down, see if they want to sacrifice and give a chance to get that tying run in by way of a base hit, or if they're going to let Baranchek hit. Pitch on the outside corner. Nice pitch by Jackson Miller. Gets ahead of the batter Baranchek. 0-1. Now we'll see how worried the Vulcans are on Troy Banks over at first. He had a little bit of speed shown out there earlier in the afternoon. Pitch outside, hits the glove, but set up too far outside. Evens the count at 1-1. Baranchek looking down for some more direction. As I look down, there are a number of arms now getting loose in the Vulcan bullpen as one of the balls gets loose. Looks like we have 22 down there for the Vulcans. That's Devin Foster and number 10, Rich Serengis. So I'm sure Coach Nora would love to get Jackson Miller through 5, and then you can turn it over the bullpen. But you can't lose the bottom half of the order here. 1-1 pitch, low and outside, ball 2. So Miller starting to labor just a little bit here to the bottom of the order. Walked the number 8 batter after getting Luke Jackson to pop out. Excuse me, Luke Jackson struck out to lead off this inning. So once again, another ball gets by in the Vulcan bullpen. And Noro now is going to go out and talk to his right-hander. As I'm not sure if they're going to make a change now or not. Coach Noro stepping in the absence of Coach Conte. He's just going to talk to his freshman right-hander. See how he is, look in his eyes, see if he has what it takes to get through this last batter. I think at the very least you'd like to see Miller get through at least the bottom of the order, then you can allow your bullpen relievers to get a few more pitches in and then maybe bring them in for the top of the order. Especially since you have a southpaw warming up down there, and the first 4 batters for the Lakers are left-handed batters. So dollars to donuts, you'll probably see the left-hander Devin Foster, the sophomore, come in for the Vulcans possibly. As now the umpire shoos everybody away, and we're going to reset with a 2-1 count here. Runner at first. 1 out here, top of the 5th. California leads 2-1. Baranchek steps back in. Miller looks back. Banks at first. Runner goes. It's a bunt. Going to be straight to the pitcher. They're going to go over to first. So good job of the Vulcan fielders yelling out, go to one, go to one. So that'll be a successful sacrifice, and that'll bring the top of the order. And we'll see if we see Coach Noro get back up off the bench with left-handers galore.
For the Lakers, now batting top of the order, shortstop, number 4, Casimir
Kobazak stepping in now. Tying run at second base. Looks like for now Coach Noro is going to stay with Miller. He's at the top step of the dugout though, so you got to think Miller may be on a short leash. It looks like the bullpen arms are ready. They're all looking in. First pitch, low, ball 1. Sobazek batting low in the lineup in the first game. He batted 9th, so he's moving to the leadoff spot here. So counts 1-0. Miller looks back, delivers. High ball 2. The California Vulcan dugout just looks like Coach Norris goes a little bit further to the top of the step of the dugout as relievers still work in the bullpen for the Vulcans. 2-0, 2 outs, runner on second. There's the pitch swung on, and it's going to be taken by Jackson Miller, and a great job of getting out of this by Jackson Miller. So Mercyhurst threatens, but nothing comes across. So after 4.5 here from Wild Things Park, the Vulcans still lead 2-1. You're watching Vulcans baseball right here on CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC network.
To help stop the spread of COVID-19, masks in a variety of colors, styles, and materials have appeared on the faces of people and statues all around us. First, how not to wear a mask. Don't wear the mask below your nose. Don't leave your chin exposed. Don't wear your mask loosely with gaps on the sides. Don't wear your mask so it covers just the tip of your nose. And especially, don't push your mask under your chin to rest on your neck. Do wear your mask so it comes all the way up, close to the bridge of your nose, and all the way down under your chin. Do your best to tighten the loops or ties so it's snug around your face, without gaps. Wearing a mask takes some getting used to, for sure, but as we do our part at Cal U to slow the spread of coronavirus, it's important to wear a mask the way it's intended to be worn. Stay safe, Vulcan Nation. Wear a mask.
And welcome back to Wild Things Park here in Washington, PA. California leading 5-1. We're having some issues out here with our internet, so just giving some information to a couple fans here. Nice sized crowd here. Definitely recommend coming out to see a Vulcan baseball game here as some of the restrictions have been lifted. You can now have up to 1,000 people here at Wild Things Park, so come on out and say hi. Is now batting for the Vulcans, number 4. Excuse me, number 9, as I can't read. I'm sorry. Justin Stewart, the number 9 batter in the order. Been an exciting game on the technical side here in Game 2. Had some internet issues and had some headset issues and had some power issues. So doing our best to try and stay on top of it as that pitch is in there for a strike. Count goes to 1-1. Stewart now as the infield has a shift to the right, and the second baseman standing in short right field as there's a shot right into that gap. And Justin Stewart will lead off with a base hit. Ball's misplayed. He's going to dig for 2. Throw to second, and he's in with a sliding, hustling an aggressive double to lead off the bottom of the fifth, Justin Stewart. So they had Stewart played to push it to right field, and he found a spot, and that's going to turn the lineup card over for the Vulcans and Anthony Venezia. And, this is the strategy, or not strategy, just how it worked out in game one, where bottom half of the order gets on base, and the top half and middle puts them through. So let's see if California gets some insurance here. That's only the 5th base hit of the ball game. As I was doing some technical issues, we have a new pitcher for the Mercyhurst Lakers. Number 8, Chase Stewart. First pitch, there's a bunt, and it hits Venezia. So that'll be a strike, 0-1. California trying to sacrifice Stewart over the third and get a runner on third base. As this is a pretty big game for both teams, pretty big series that is for both teams. Fighting for playoff position. Seton Hill and UPJ are 1 and 2. Don't forget about Slippery Rock. And there's the sacrifice taken by the pitcher. Looks over third, nothing doing. There's the first successful sacrifice. So send Stewart over to third. 1 out. And the number 2 batter for the Vulcans coming in, Josh Rankin. And Rankin will love nothing more than to add on to his RBI total for the day. He drove in 3 in game 1. Coming in relief of Carter Chin at first base. The infield drawn in for the Lakers. You can see on the screen, second and short on the grass almost. Or fake grass as it is. Outside ball 1. And then you have the third and first base just on the inside of the cutouts for the infield. So definitely Mercyhurst seizing or thinking that this is a big opportunity to cut this rundown. Ball 2 outside. 2-0. Getting into the part of the game. Every run is so important. California ahead by 1. All 3 runs scored in the span of about 5 batters in the bottom of the first and the top of the third, or bottom of the first, top of the second. There's a pitch outside, and umpire I think wanted to call it a strike, but he did not. He flinched for a second. 3-0. And if you're Mercyhurst, you don't want to put another guy on base for McCaskey and Brogan coming up for the Vulcans, the next 2 batters. So 3-0 count. We'll see if Rankin has the green light. Stewart's pitch right over the plate, taking all the way. Rankin steps out. It was a good pitch, but definitely got the take sign. Still 3-1, so look for something over the inside part of the plate. Swung on a misses. Stewart pulls the trigger on an off-speed pitch and now quickly works his way back to a full count. Both dugouts and both sides of the bleachers are screaming to their sides, and great crowd here today. A lot of noise, a lot of activity. It's nice to see. 3-2 payoff. Pitch swung on a miss. Stewart once again with an off-speed pitch going down, and that'll be the second out. And that's a big second out there for Mercyhurst. As McCaskey's going to step back in. And McCaskey almost sound like a broken record. One of the best batters in the PSAC. Dangerous middle of the lineup with McCaskey, Brogan, Lee. And they're going to walk McCaskey for the second time. And that'll be another walk. Much to the displeasure of some of the crowd here. So they'll put runners on first and third with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Patrick Brogan. So interesting decision to walk around McCaskey and bring in Brogan, who's responsible for the only 2 runs here for the Vulcans by way of a home run, Oppo Taco, as it were, into the auxiliary bullpen here at Wild Things Park. Wild Things Park, in almost its 20 year of operation, there have been about 20 different configurations of these bullpens here in batting cages, but it's been this way for probably about the past 5 or 6 years consistently. So Brogan now looking to make the Lakers pay for that decision. First pitch swinging. Outside and strike. As I was saying before, the middle part of this lineup with McCaskey, Brogan, and Lee dangerous, and whenever Loudon Connie can get back in the lineup, hopefully soon, that it's even more dangerous. 0-1 pitch, swung on and miss. Looked like that was a slider or something with some downward movement on the outside, and Brogan kind of pulled out of that one, left foot going flying. So we've seen Mercyhurst the last 3 innings get off the high wire safely, and they're going to try and do it for a 4th straight inning as an 0-2 pitch here. Brogan steps in, swing and a miss. And Stewart now yells, you can hear that up here. And the Vulcans go down without a run here with 2 runners on here in the bottom of the 5th. So after 5 full, the Vulcans cling to a 1-run lead. We'll be back after these messages. You're watching Vulcan Baseball on CTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
Hey Johnny, why do you look so sad?
Well, no, I'm not sure how my friends and family back in Gibbon Glade, Pennsylvania can keep track of all our CTV programming when they can't watch.
Well, Johnny, they could subscribe to our new CTV and Friends podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Hey, thanks, Noel.
Our fellow Americans.
Right now, the COVID-19 vaccines are available to millions of Americans.
And soon, they will be available to everyone.
The science is clear. These vaccines will protect you and those you love from this dangerous and deadly disease.
They could save your life.
So we urge you to get vaccinated when it's available to you.
That's the first step to ending the pandemic and moving our country forward. It's up to you.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles, watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other.
on a deeper level.
Father,
Cosplayer,
Mentor.
actor.
it's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward. Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
And we are back here at Wild Things Park. Leading off, Tyler Zewski still on the mound is Patrick Miller. Working into the 6th here, the freshman. California does have 2 relievers ready as the first pitch is a off-speed pitch inside for a ball. So not sure how long his leash will be as we're at the top of a dangerous Mercyhurst lineup here with some momentum after 4 straight innings of getting out of jams, as California had a couple chances to really break this game wide open as that 0-1 pitch is across for a strike. Miller working out the stretch as he has the entire day. Pitch swung on and knocked into right field for a base hit. And Mercyhurst has the leadoff hitter on here to lead off the top half of the 6th inning. So that'll bring up next batter in the lineup for Mercyhurst, left-handed batter Jack Elliott.
Batting for the Lakers, number 21, third baseman, Jack Elliott.
And Elliott, probably the most dangerous batter in this Mercyhurst lineup. And you have a lefty down there, so Coach Nora is going to see Patrick Miller. Excuse me, Jackson Miller. Been calling Patrick Miller. That was an old professor here at Cal U in the Comm Studies Department. Jackson Miller gets up by with a strike. See if he can work around him. He's pitched a whale of a game here, only giving up 1 solo shot. Scattered 5 hits. Miller's pitch, outside, ball 1, evens count 1-1. I knew, as I was saying, like Patrick Miller is a former professor, good friends of ours here at CUTV. 1-1 is the count. There's the pitch, pop to left field. See who gets it. Looks like shortstop going out, calls everybody off, and makes the catch. Great job of going out there was Venezia, and that'll send the runner back to first. So, fly ball that looked for a second that could have been some trouble. It was in that Bermuda's triangle there between short, third, and left field. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter
Pitcher, number 23,
for the Lakers,
Ferranti.
Philip Ferranti, wearing electric green shoes. I can't believe it's taking me this long in the game to realize that he has electric green shoes on. As I mentioned in Game 1, Mercyhurst has an underrated uniform color combination of green and blue. And the white helmet just really sparkles. First pitch, knocked to right side, and that's going to get through, and that's going to get a runner to third. As the throw comes up, Brogan throws, but it's not going to be in time. Actually, it is in time. He gets him. I tell you what, Patrick Brogan with the hose. I can't believe he got there. The runner was 3/4 of the way to third base whenever Brogan made the third, one hop. And let's give some credit to McCaskey getting that tag down quick. So star that in your book, is that could be the play right there that kind of demoralizes the Lakers, as that brings up Josh Surowick, left-handed batter. Miller's first pitch, low, ball one. Talk about that play again. Patrick Brogan taking the base hit on one hop. Never thought in a million years that throw was going to get there. As, like I said, the runner was about 3/4 of the way to third base. Strong throw. There's the pitch. Knocked out to Brogan. Brogan goes back. That's going to be trouble. That is going to be out of here, just down the line. So a 2-run shot for the Lakers. Number 25, Josh Surowick, gives Mercyhurst all of a sudden a 3-2 lead. As that was a laser beam there for Surowick. And with the amount of players Lakers have in their dugout, it looked like a small military movement coming out of that dugout. So just like that, California trails by 1. Wasn't sure off the bat if that ball had the height. It definitely had the distance, but didn't know if it had the height. Just curls inside the foul pole. So 2 outs. First pitch low, ball 1. Excuse me, ball 1, we'll say. One 0 count. 2-0. Jackson Miller kind of laboring right now. Would not be surprised if this is his last batter either way. He's pitched a whale of a game, run into 2 long balls, but that's about it. Two-0 pitch. High off-speed pitch, ball 3. And Smart Money says that Gibson will be taking on this pitch. 3-0 count now. Base is cleared after the 2-run shot. And that'll be ball 4, 4 straight pitches. And another runner on board, and that will be it. This coach Nora will go out to the mound. And with that break in the action, we're going to take a break and find out who the new Vulcan pitcher is after these breaks. So you're watching Vulcan Baseball right here on CTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
The COVID-19 vaccines can be our chance to get back to our plans, who we are, what we miss, to get back to each other, to life. But it's okay to have questions, like, how were the vaccines tested? In rigorous clinical trials among adults of diverse backgrounds. Can the vaccines give you COVID-19? You cannot get COVID-19 from a vaccine. Why should I get vaccinated? Protecting yourself also helps protect the people around you. Find the latest information at getvaccineanswers.org.
Pride and passion drives the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. From 55 NCAA championship teams, 294 individual national champs, and counting. Who's next? Make the PSAC yours. PSAC Proud is winning in athletics and in the classroom. Over 3,100 PSAC student athletes are honored as scholar athletes. It's a perfect mix of athletics and academics. It's time to make the PSAC yours.
And welcome back to Wild Things Park, California, making a pitching change. Bring up Richie Serengis. Good effort, good outing by Jackson Miller. He will leave, giving up 3 runs, 7 hits, and he's responsible for the runner at first. So see if Serengis can get out of this inning and get the Vulcan bats up. As we've seen a lot of momentum changes here in today's ball game. That last one provided by Mercyhurst is Serengis, the senior, will step off. At bat is Luke Jackson. At first is Josh Sherwick. Serengis' first pitch gets away, and no throw down second, and Jackson will advance. Stewart thought about taking the throw down there, but didn't want to risk anything. Smart play, just kept the ball in front of him and kept the runner from advancing 2 bases. 1-0 count. Pitch low, but catches the corner of the plate for a strike. Evens the count at 1. Pitch off speed. High and outside, ball 2. Got a few more pitchers warming up for the Vulcans down in the third base, left field bullpen area. Looks like we have a pitcher warming up for the Lakers. Pitch, Serengis, right to the shortstop. Throw to first, and that ends the inning. So Serengis gets out of the jam, but the Mercyhurst Lakers put on 2. And after 5.5 innings, California trails by a score of 3-2. We're back after these messages. You're watching Vulcan Baseball here on CTV Sports 1 and the PSAC Network.
To help stop the spread of COVID-19, masks in a variety of colors, styles, and materials have appeared on the faces of people and statues all around us. First, how not to wear a mask. Don't wear the mask below your nose. Don't leave your chin exposed. Don't wear your mask loosely with gaps on the sides. Don't wear your mask so it covers just the tip of your nose. And especially, don't push your mask under your chin to rest on your neck. Do wear your mask so it comes all the way up, close to the bridge of your nose, and all the way down under your chin. Do your best to tighten the loops or ties so it's snug around your face, without gaps. Wearing a mask takes some getting used to, for sure, but as we do our part at Cal U to slow the spread of coronavirus, it's important to wear a mask the way it's intended to be worn. Stay safe, Vulcan Nation. Wear a mask.
And welcome back to Wild Things. 2-1 for a good portion of this ball game. Gave up 2 runs and a home run. All the runs in this game so far have been as a result of a long ball. So David Lee steps in, swings. It's going to be back towards me and Tom. So a loud strike 1. Hit about 12 feet above us, so always got to keep on your toes when you're in a ball game. Lee steps in. Pitch, swung on a miss. Nice pitch there. Bottom dropped out of it the last minute. Chase Stewart came in relief in the bottom of the 5th and got out of a jam. Mercyhurst will be the lead headline if they get this win, getting out of jams. So 0-2 pitch low. And no matter what the outcome of this game is, California will at least earn its first split with Mercyhurst in a 4-game series since 2014. And the last time they took 3 or more games, or won a 4-game series from the Lakers, was 2013. So, and there's a caught looking pitch just on the outside, so set Lee down. Low and on the outside corner, just in the strike zone. So that'll bring up the next batter for the Vulcans, Jax Miller.
Jax Miller.
Second baseman who I unfortunately put in the game as pitcher early on. And if you're watching online, we're experiencing a little bit of blips in the internet as there's a shot to left field, high fly ball into that Bermuda Triangle. Left fielder comes in, calls everybody off, and makes the catch. So quickly 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th. But as I was saying, a little bit of difficulty with the internet here in Washington, PA. That'll bring up the next batter for the Vulcans, Aaron Provisky. And Provisky so far in this doubleheader has been a catalyst for the Vulcan offense. Provisky steps in. First pitch low into the dirt ball one. The other thing we've seen Provisky do in this game is take a lot of pitches. I think there's maybe one at bat he swung. Definitely a player we've seen lead off for the Vulcans. That next pitch was called on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1. Provisky stepping back in. Looking to get something happen to the Vulcans. Vulcans down to their last 4 outs of the game. Pitch just outside. Good take there by Provisky. Provisky stepping back in. All the bullpens are full, but no one's throwing, so everybody's warm. Pitch, Provisky line shot into left field. That'll be a base hit for the senior center fielder. He's going to make a wide turn, and he will be chased back to first. So a 2 out. Number 2, left fielder Nick Serafino.
Next up is left fielder number 2, Nick Serafino.
Again, looks like Mercyhurst has 2 pitchers ready and waiting. Stewart has come in dealing smoke for the Lakers. Provisky, the first base runner he has allowed in a little over an inning of work for Stewart. There's a ground ball to short. Picked up, underhand toss to second. And
there are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's all good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
And welcome back to the top of the 7th here from Wild Things Park. Troy Banks getting set to face Richie Serengis for the Vulcans. First pitch, high, ball 1. If you're just joining us, you've missed a pretty good college baseball game here. California out to an early 2-0 lead. Then Mercyhurst with a solo shot made it 2-1. Top of the 6th, 2-run shot with 2 outs. Put the Lakers in the lead. Nice pitch there by Serengis. Gets count 2-1. Serengis kind of working out of a modified stretch. Pitch just high. Was over the plate but high. Hitters count now 3-1 to the second baseman, Troy Banks. It's a junior for the Lakers. Serengis' pitch swung on, hit to center field. Provisky tracks to his left of half of the 7th inning. So the bottom of the lineup for the Lakers. Trying to get that all-important insurance run here. If you're a Lakers fan, California wants to keep it at a 1-run deficit. And that'll bring up the number 9 here to Luke Baranchek. We saw California with a walk-off victory a few weeks ago here against the Slippery Rock as there's a first pitch looking strike. And wouldn't mind seeing it again here today. There's the pitch, swung on, high fly ball. It's going to be a foul ball. Underneath it is Stewart, and Stewart drops it. He had it, and he dropped it. So that'll be a strike. Not sure if the wind had anything to do with that, as it was kind of the spin in the wind kind of taking it back over his head. So Stewart discussed it with himself, but still 0-2 count. We'll see if Serengis can bail his battery mate out. 0-2 pitch. Serengis steps off. So he's kind of working out of a 3/4 stretch wind-up situation here. Pitch low into the dirt. Ball 1, waste pitch all the way. Baranchek, the number 9 hitter for the Lakers. Pitch from Serengis, low. Ball 2. Try to put a little something more on it and over-revved the arm, and it went low. So 2-2 after it was an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Shot to center. Provisky coming on, and that will drop in for a base hit. So definitely not something you want to have happen. California had the second out in their midst. It's a drop, and now you got a runner on with 1 out in the top of the lineup coming around. Mercyhurst Lakers. And that'll bring up Kazimir Sobozak, leadoff hitter for the Lakers, left-handed batter. California moving to a double play depth in the middle infield. First pitch, low. So Serengis, after coming in a key situation in the top of the 6th, kind of laboring a little bit as he moves into his second inning of pitching. 1-0 pitch, outside, ball 2, hit the mitt, but just set up a little too outside, I think. The Vulcans have, looks like 2 pitchers warm and or loose down there, as no one's throwing. They're both looking in, saying they're ready to go. No one up in the pen for the Lakers. 2-0 pitch, showing bunt, nothing doing, strike. Kind of a token fake bunt there. 2-1's the count. Serengis, runner goes, hit and run, going to be through the hole, and now that's going to send the runner to third. And runner's on first and third. Now the throw gets by, and that's going to send a run home, and that'll send a runner to second. And that's an all-important insurance run for the Lakers. And disaster for the Vulcan fielders right there, as it was a throw from Brogan to McCaskey, gets away. And that will make the score 4-2. Mercyhurst with 1 out. And I said, what makes that so disheartening is California had the second out in their glove, hits the ground, and Serengis is going to get touched up for a run. I believe that'll be an unearned run. There's got to believe there was an error somewhere along the play. There's at least the throw from right field to third base gets into almost the Vulcan dugout. So Serengis falls behind 1-0. Just makes the mountain a little bit more steep for the Vulcans to climb here in the bottom half of the 7th. Runner on second. Nice off-speed pitch. Evens the count at 1. I tell you what, we've been seeing a lot of that. Just a nice off-speed pitch, pulling the string for the Vulcan pitchers. 1-1 count, 1 out. There's the pitch. Ground ball to short. Runner's going to go to third, fielded, and thrown over to first, taken. So good job of Venezia to get on that and score that 6-3, 2 outs, and advance the runner to third base. So it takes a little bit of pressure off of the cooker, as that'll bring up a for the Lakers. Dangerous batter is Elliott. Runner on third, 2 outs. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Left-hander Elliott stepping in. Pitch in the dirt. Blocked by Stewart, 2-0. Joey Nora's going to talk to as the meeting of the minds breaks up. 2-0, 2 outs. Runner at third. Elliott will step back in. Have to think this possibly could be Serengisi's last batter, one way or the other. 2-0 count for the right-hander. Throws the pitch. Outside, catches the corner of the plate. 2-1's the count now. Another salute from a 18-wheeler going out to America's Heartland on Route 70. 2-1's the count. Elliott waits the pitch. Outside, ball 3. So hitters count now 3-1. So typical logic dictates that this pitch is going to be inside portion of the plate, but I don't know if you want to mess with Elliott, especially with the wind blowing to right center. 3-1 pitch, high, ball 4. So with 2 outs, California's now given up a walk to put runners on first and third. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter for the Lakers, Philip Ferranti, the catcher.
For Mercyhurst now batting the catcher, number 23, Philip Ferranti.
Ferranti stepping in. A couple ducks on the pond for the Lakers. Pitch, nice pitch by Serengis. Inside part of the plate for strike. Serengis. So, as we move to the bottom half of the 7th, California needs to get 2 to tie, 3 to extend. You're watching Vulcan.
Back to our plans. Who we are. What we miss. To get back to